We spent $625,518.53 on this one YouTube ad and made over $3 million for our client and their company. It's been running profitably for almost 3 years and still gets high-ticket clients to this day. Here's why it works so well and how to replicate its success for your high-ticket offer. So first things first, if you are looking to run YouTube ads, okay, the first thing you have to remember, write this down, 80% of your success when it comes to running YouTube ads comes down to one thing. That one thing is your creative, and 80% of your creative success comes down to the hook, okay, the very beginning part of your ad, which is the hook. And this is by far one of the best hooks of all time in my personal opinion. So let's watch the hook together and show you what it says.
Don't start a business, buy an existing business.
That's it. That's the hook. Literally 3 seconds. Don't start a business, buy an existing business. Now, before I continue playing the rest of the hook, this pattern interrupt, okay? This first sentence does a few things that I want to highlight very, very specifically so that you can learn why it worked so well. But first, this is what we call the don't do common thing, okay? Don't start a business, do uncommon thing instead. Buy an existing business. Don't start a business, buy an existing business. Now, if you're watching a YouTube video and this ad pops up before that YouTube video, you're obviously saying to yourself, like, WTF, like, what is this guy talking about right now? It has your attention, okay? Because immediately you're watching this and you're like, what is this guy talking about? Okay, immediate attention grabber, that's the hook.
You don't have to be a rich investor with bags full of cash to buy an existing business.
You don't have to be a rich investor with bags full of cash to buy an existing business. And notice how there's B-roll of some dude, typical guy in a suit. It looks like he's on the phone buying businesses, right? Typical rich investor dude that most people think of when they're saying, I have to have this guy's success to be able to buy business.
Investor with bags full of cash.
I have to have a bag full of cash like this on hand right now to be able to buy businesses. Okay, so we're showing them the visual as we're addressing the objection that immediately someone has when they're watching this ad. It's very crucial, okay? Visual.
To buy an existing business. As a matter of fact, you can buy businesses with $0 out of pocket. And you won't have to find customers, you won't have to find profits, you won't have to do all the millions of things that people who are starting a business up from scratch have to do. You skip all that and buy something that's already set up and profitable.
You can buy businesses with $0 out of pocket already, okay? We've told them don't start a business, buy an existing business instead, because most people, think about this, most people are being hit today right now with ads that are telling them how to make more money, okay? How to start this business, whether it's drop shipping, Amazon FBA, e-commerce, Shopify, who knows, all types of things, agencies, all types of businesses. But then this ad hits them with, don't start a business, okay? Don't try to start a business like everybody else is doing. Buy an existing business. And we're immediately addressing their common objection. So let's break it down, okay? Right here, you don't have to be a rich investor with bags full of cash to buy an existing business. As a matter of fact, you could buy businesses with $0 out of pocket, okay? Keeping their attention. And you won't have to find customers, you won't have to find profits, you won't have to do all the millions of things that people starting a business from scratch would have to do. You can skip all that and buy something that's already set up and profitable, okay? And notice the B-roll as we talked about the rich investor, and you can do it with $0 out of pocket. This is a unique mechanism right here because most people don't know this. They don't know, the average American doesn't know, the average person doesn't know that you can buy businesses without spending any money at all, which is the reason why this ad did so well, because of that line right there. And then the script starts handling all the objections, okay? You don't have to find customers, you don't have to find profits, you don't have to do all the things everyone else has to do to make money to start their own business. You can skip all that, AKA you can avoid all that pain, okay? Because people are drawn to, there's two reasons why people buy something, okay? To avoid pain or to, I forget what the rest of the line is. It's like seek pleasure or something. But most people want to avoid pain, okay? They want to avoid pain. So if they're trying and struggling to start their own business and they get hit with this ad, immediately they're saying, well, why don't I just buy a business instead? Which is making it sound super easy and effortless compared to starting a business, which is the point. The big idea here is buying a business is easier than starting one. That's the point, okay?
And I can tell you that there are millions of profitable existing businesses available for you to buy right now.
Because now we're entering the conversation in the customer's head. Write this down. We're entering the conversation in the customer's head. We already told them don't start a business, don't do common thing, do uncommon thing instead. We've also told them you can do it with $0 out of pocket and that you don't have to be a rich investor or have bags full of cash to be able to buy businesses. Now we're telling them there are millions of businesses that you can buy right now, because most people don't know that there are businesses that are even being sold or wanting to be sold, because the first question they have is, okay, well, if I'm going to buy a business, where do I find a business that's ready to be sold? How do I find someone who's looking to sell their business? Now we're hitting them what they're thinking in real time. Okay, enter the conversation going on in your prospect's head. I learned that from Dean Graziosi when I was working full-time for him for almost 3 years. And if you can write that down, enter the conversation going on in your ideal client's head, every single time you use any single marketing, including YouTube ads, you will make a lot more money and more impact as well.
But wait, I know what you're thinking. I seriously do. You're thinking, I can't do this. I can't buy a whole business. I'm not some rich investor. But you know what? That isn't true.
Okay, again, addressing their objection. I can't do this. Like, I'm not some rich investor. Going back to the original objection that most people have, I don't have cash to do this, right? That's not true. Okay, let's continue watching, because now we've kept them hooked a little bit longer.
I know it might sound crazy, but you can actually buy a business without having to use your own money or go out and get loans. There's no catch. It's just the way that you structure the deal. So the way that we do this is you go out and you buy a profitable, established business. And because the business is profitable, we structure the deal so that the future profits of the business actually pay for the business.
You can see, now we're teaching them how to do this, okay? We've hooked them, okay? We've kept their attention. And before we even go into introducing who he is or why people should care, we're teaching them a high-level overview of how they can do this themselves, okay? Number one, there are millions of businesses that are available for you to buy right now. I know what you're thinking. I can't do this. I'm not a rich investor, but I know it sounds crazy, but you can do this without using any of your own money. The way you do it, okay, here's the teaching part, the education. All right, this is building trust now, because we're giving them value on the ad. You want to make sure your ads actually give them value so they can walk away, whether they click or they don't, learning something, which builds reciprocity. The way you structure the deal, it's just the way you structure the deal. So the way we do that is you go out and buy a profitable business, okay? And because the business is profitable, we structure the deal so that the future profits actually pay for the business. There you go. That's a high-level way of how you actually buy a business with zero money down, okay? We're giving them a little taste of what's to come, okay? So now it's time to establish some social proof and authority, because what everybody's thinking right now at the point of watching this ad is, okay, but dude, who are you and why should I care or listen to you or even trust you? So now let's go into the social proof, education, and soft CTA.
In my future training, I'm going to show you how to do this and a whole lot more. That's just one of the ways that you can do this. My name's Roland Frazier, and I've bought or assisted hundreds of business owners in selling their business and hundreds of folks who would want to buy a business using these strategies. Over time, I've developed 159 different strategies to buy businesses with no money down. And that's...
See that, right? Okay. My name's Roland Frazier, and I bought or assisted hundreds of business owners in selling their business and hundreds of folks who would want to buy a business using this strategy, the strategy that he's teaching right now. Over time, I've developed 159 different strategies to buy businesses with no money down. Now pay attention to what is happening. Number one, social proof. I've bought or assisted hundreds of business owners in selling their business and hundreds of folks who would want to buy a business. Okay, so I've done this plenty of times is what he's saying. That's why I'm credible to talk to you about this right now and why you should care, because if you're interested in this and what I'm saying right now, this is resonating with you, then I'm the guy to teach you how to do this. Now that's very quick, okay? That was maybe 10 to 15 seconds, no longer, okay? Keep that in mind. You don't want to drag this out for a minute. I'm this, and just go on a long tirade of why you're so great. Keep it to 10 to 15 seconds, max 20 seconds, just enough to build social proof, credibility, and authority. Now he goes into the unique mechanism. And over time, I've developed over 159 different strategies to buy businesses with no money down. Again, building credibility. And 159 is very specific. It's a specific number, which gets people to go, holy crap, this guy's crazy.
That's helped me to acquire interest in businesses from a few $1,000,000 all the way up to just under $4 billion in sales. That's because I've figured out how to find the right kind of business owners who are motivated and willing to do creative structuring, how to talk with them, how to say everything that needs to be said, negotiate the deals, document and structure, and especially fund with no money out of your own pocket.
Especially fund with no money out of your own pocket. That's because I've been able to do this, structure the deals, creative restructuring, talk to the business owners, figure out what you need to say. He's telling them again, educating them. I've done this so many times, okay? I've been able to do 159 different ways to do this. That's because I figured out after doing all the trial and error for you, and now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this offer, which is now here comes the call to action, the offer, okay? Where he explains how they can do this as well.
In my epic challenge, that's Ethical Profits in Crisis, I'm going to show you exactly.
Notice the B-roll. We're showing them a visual of what this challenge is, what it looks like, getting them excited, okay? My upcoming challenge, it's a challenge, okay, cool. It's called Epic, it's a challenge, it's Ethical Profits in Crisis. And then we're also showing them laser target 5-0 cash down acquisitions, okay? We're showing them a visual of the actual upcoming challenge, which is the offer, and I'll get into that in a second.
Exactly how to position yourself to be what business owners want. I'm going to show you how to find the right businesses to buy. We're going to identify 5 of those businesses to buy, and then I'm going to show you exactly what to say and when to say it and how to structure the deal. And I'm going to give you 8 different ways to purchase businesses without having to use any of your own money.
Okay, so let's break this down because what he just did was very, very key, and you should be doing this in your YouTube ads. Okay, number 1, I'm going to show you in my epic challenge, that's Ethical Profits in Crisis, I'm going to show you, number 1, how to position yourself to be what business owners want. Number 2, I'm going to show you how to find the right businesses to buy, okay? I'm going to show you how to find the right businesses to buy because everybody at this point in time is thinking, okay, but how do I find these businesses? And then how do I get them to take me seriously? Position yourself to be what business owners want. I'm going to show you how to find the right businesses to buy. And then number 3, we're going to identify 5 of those businesses to buy, 5 of the best businesses to buy. And number 4, I'm going to also tell you what to say and when to say it when you find a business that you want to buy. And then I'm going to show you, number 5, how to structure the deal when you go to buy this business so that you don't have to worry about what to say, how to say it, when to say it, how to structure the deal for this specific business. And number 6, I'm going to finally give you 8 different ways to purchase businesses without you having to use your own money. So what did we cover real quick? We covered the hook. Don't start a business, buy an existing business. Don't do common thing, do uncommon thing instead. Then we immediately went into the conversation going on in their head and started addressing all of their common objections. Used B-roll throughout to highlight the key emotional points of the ad with the rich investor, the bags full of cash. We also showed him as his social proof with I've bought or assisted hundreds of business owners, right? And we'll go into that in a second. Plus, we listed out the offer and what they're going to learn when they click this ad, okay? And on the Epic Challenge, which gets them excited and says, okay, well, he's going to take it all off my plate, handle all the heavy lifting for me, and tell me exactly what to do, okay? So now for the viewer, it's very easy for the viewer to click and opt in. And to be very clear, we've worked with Roland Frasier on this campaign for almost 2 years, and this ad was running profitably the entire time. We could literally, it was just so profitable, okay? And it was always converting every single day, every single month. We ran this challenge month over month over month over month, and it's still running to this day. So there's something you can take away from this ad. And last but not least, we loved working with Roland Frasier. Here's what Roland had to say about working with us.
Hey guys, Roland Frasier here from the Epic Challenge and from Digital Marketer, Traffic and Conversion Summit, and Scalable.co. And in all of those companies, we have been really, really surprised at how much YouTube has contributed to our ability to grow our business. And it's grown from 0% of our total revenue to 50%. So about 50% of our total revenue now comes from paid YouTube ads. And one of the things that has helped more than anything everything else is Brian Makata and adspend.com. Brian and his team have been just nothing but stellar in everything they've done for us, from writing the scripts to putting the whole strategy together to executing, buying. Really, really happy with you guys and can't recommend them highly enough.
Okay, so here are the top takeaways. Number 1, the hook. Don't do common thing, do uncommon thing instead. Number 2, enter the conversation in their head, address and overcome skepticism and common objections that they're talking about into the conversation in their head. Okay, social proof and authority. My name's Roland Frazier. I bought or assisted hundreds of business owners to do this. And then list out the features and benefits that overcome those common objections with your offer and what they're going to get and why it's the best solution for them, why they've never been able to get the result, and your result, your solution is the only thing that can help them solve their problem. And last but not least, when filming, use natural lighting, external microphone, and add background music, B-roll, and subtitles. You can see Roland's face very clearly here. He's very close to the camera. You can also see that he has the microphone clipped to his polo shirt right there, which gives very crisp audio quality. And so you want to keep these things in mind when you're filming, but it's not a crazy ad. All it is him filming this in what looks like a wine cellar, right? Next to a window where you can clearly see his face, got an external microphone on, nothing fancy here. That's the point of this, nothing fancy. The script does most of the work, okay? And this ad was already running by the time we took over this account, so it was a cakewalk for us. We just scaled this thing up fat. All right. And so use these takeaways when you film your next ad. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to watch another breakdown of an ad that helped another client of ours make over $636,000 in 90 days of working together, then click the link right here where I break down that ad step by step as well. I'll see you there.